We're on the campaign trail. We're doing the work. We're going out. We're seeing people. Last night, we had a great conversation and dinner in Clarendon, Texas. It was fantastic people at a really old theater. It was really terrific. The theater, we did a video next to the original popcorn machine. I think it's like 1946. So it's pretty amazing. But the conversations are becoming similar in that people are asking, how do we stop our small towns from disappearing? How do we get help with our healthcare? And then how do we stop data centers? And really, it's about affordability, it's about opportunity. It's about big money coming in, but it's not going back to the community. That's what data centers are doing. And it's really about representation. So the great conversation we had last night was about those things. Today, I wanted to talk with Cait, who is here someplace, and she's actually in Washington, D.C. Why don't you talk about what you're doing right now in D.C.?
Because constituents can be here. We are allowed to be here, and I have been trying to communicate with Ronny Jackson and his office for over a year and a half now by calling his offices. I have tried to go in person to his Amarillo office. I have emailed. I've tried to go to a meet and greet in Amarillo where I live. I am trying to explore every avenue of communicating with him and being heard. And this is something that I had not done yet. So I just booked a flight and came.
So I'll just say real quick that one, it's amazing you just went to DC just to see your representative who should be the person coming to you instead of the other way around. Second thing is, I hear quite a bit on the campaign trail. People ask me, they ask me about logistics. Would you move to DC? Are you going to get a house in DC? Is your wife going to move to DC? And all of these questions underlie a supposition, which is you leave the place you're living to go someplace else. And the point of representation is not to do that. I live here. I live in Amarillo. My wife and I live here. We've been here for quite a long time. It's about 33 years. We raised our kids here. And to get this job is to go to DC to represent the people here. That's the part-time part, to be in DC, not the full-time part. Come back and live in this area and then represent the people and meet people. Now, the district is big. It's not just Amarillo. It goes all the way down to Denton, Texas, and it covers the Panhandle. It's about 40,000 square miles. So when I say coming back home, I mean coming back to the district, but not hiding in DC. And my issue right now that Cait is seeing in DC, she can't get representation. She can't find people. She can't find our guy that we supposedly elected to look after our best interest, and he's vanished. And I have to say that this week Congress is out of session, so he's vanished from DC and he's vanished from the district. He's gone. So we don't know. So Cait jumped a flight, went out to see what he's doing, and she's getting no satisfaction. I know it's not a Rolling Stones trip, but that's what it is.
At this point, 2 days ago, I called his Ronny Jackson's office. What's the question that I asked? I can't even remember what question I asked at the beginning. But then I asked about their I was asking about the folder that he has on me. It was one of the questions on my short list. I'm just calling again to reiterate that I have not heard back from Ronny Jackson's chief of staff since my husband was instructed to email her and did email her at the end of May. If you're not familiar with the folder, there's the folder that from the contents is like very clear that like Ronny Jackson and his team made it. It was found at the March Amarillo meet and greet that I was denied entry to. It has a picture of me and a bunch of screenshots of my social media posts, some of which include like things that like some of the posts in there are posts that I've made about Mark. And I'm in the folder with a bunch of guys. I'm the only female in it, as far as I know. At least one of the men is a registered sex offender. And then there's other like rap sheets and stuff. I posted pictures of it in group with friends a lot. So I called to ask a question about that, and reiterate that I have not heard back, and I am still waiting to hear back about why that folder exists. What that I have done would make me a political agitator, as one of the internal memos in the folder says. And I think at one point, the first phone call that I was on with, I don't remember her name. It was like Paber. From the DC office. I have finally said, well, maybe I'll just book a flight and come to DC and ask my questions. And she hung up. And then I called back and I talked to Joseph about the same thing. And that's when I asked the questions about, do you guys lock your door like the Amarillo office? Do I need an appointment to just set foot inside the DC office? Maybe I won't be able to see anybody, and maybe nobody will be available to talk to me, but will I at least be able to get through the door? If I walk in, can I talk to a receptionist or something and leave a message in person like I leave a message over the phone? And his words were, yes, we have an open door policy, just knock and come on in. I got off the phone and booked my flight to DC. I departed like 3 hours after I got off that phone call. Took the red eye and came here. Question is, did I pay for this trip with my own money? How much did this cost you? I have to add it up at the end of the trip and give you a grand total. But so far, yes, I have paid for every bit of this myself and will not be getting reimbursed by anyone. The flight alone cost over $1,000, and I'm pretty sure because I rebooked. I was supposed to fly home yesterday at 6 p.m. and I rebooked for I leave at 1:45 this afternoon. I have to be in an Uber in 45 minutes to the airport. I think it costs like another 400 because I changed so close to 1,500 for the flight. The cost of dinner, I mean, the cost of Ubers, I'm walking when I can. It's thousand. I mean, a couple thousand. Am I in Jackson's office right now? Yes. Here. Let's see. I'm outside his office. And so you can see that the lights are off. But so for example, I mean, there are other offices. This is Mark Harris' office, like their lights are on. I mean, there are other staff members walking in the hall. There are people here working. Ronny Jackson's staff is just not any of them that are here working.
So it gets at the heart of the problem, which is what is the cost of representation? What's the cost of democracy? There's, with Cait's example, it's a financial cost. She felt strongly she needed to talk to her representative. She spent a lot of money to do it, and with the zero that came out of it, except a dark hallway, dark office. But then there's the real cost to the country when we have people who don't do their jobs, the real cost to you, the real cost of your life. Things are too expensive as it is. I don't know anybody who can just plunk down $1,000 or $1,500 and go to Washington, D.C. to see their elected representative. So this is pretty extraordinary. Someone would do that. But I don't think this is a story that just show the circus. I think the story is someone is passionate enough to do it and nothing. The other side of the coin, which is what I talked about, is the job is not to expect people to do this. It's the job is to show back up at home, have town halls, talk to people in the district, talk to the neighbors, talk to your friends, talk to people who do not agree with you, and understand what the issues are. Because you're in that bubble up there in DC, you don't get it. You have to come back. So I just appreciate Cait doing that.
Thanks, Mark, for being here with us and talking to us. I mean, it should not be this hard for constituents to access their elected official. I don't expect Ronny Jackson or any elected official to hold court and just see an endless line of constituents every day. But as I've said a second ago, we're going on a year and a half of of me trying to engage with him in any meaningful way, and it has yet to happen. Started calling him a year and a half ago about the things he was saying on social media about Abrego Garcia and what constitutional due process illegal immigrants are entitled to. And that was my very first question, and I still have no answer. That question and all the others have never been answered, which is insane. So,
Well, I'll just end. I know you can't hear me, but I'll just end by saying we can change all of this, but people have to vote. In November, people have to show up. And if you say you're going to vote, please find your friends to vote. This is critical. Everyone always says every election is critical, but this one really is. This is the line, and we have to hold it, and we have to stand up for what is right and for real representation. So thank you, Cait. And with that, I think we'll end the live stream. Thanks, everybody.